Making headlines this hour, President asked citizens to give him another chance via the next presidential elections to realize their dreams. Deputy Leader of PPM stresses on the importance of following in the President's footsteps in terms of development. And the Chinese expresses willingness to help settle hot-button issues in the Middle East through dialogue and negotiations.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Nasma Abdul Muhsin and this is PSM News. President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Qayyum asks the Maldivian citizens to give him a chance via the next presidential election to realize their dreams and fulfill their needs. The president made the request while speaking at a function organized by the Progressive Party of Maldives held Friday night at the Alimas Carnival area.
Highlighting that Islam has already prescribed numerous principles used in the modern day, such as the democratic system, the president spoke of the importance of citizens having the right to decide the affairs of the state which directly relate to them. President Yamin noted that every leader comes to power with the intention of fulfilling the necessities of the people while maintaining peace in the country. He further stated that if this basis was jeopardized and the leader was unable to reinstate peace in the country, the public will eventually want a change in the power. The president shed light on the upcoming presidential elections and highlighted the important specifics that the people need to consider when voting for a head of state. Furthermore, the president shed light on the development this nation has seen during the past 4.5 years and stated that this administration has restored hope and aspiration in the hearts of all Maldivians. Moreover, President Yamin stated that every citizen has equal rights in the country and that every Maldivian is equal before the law. He further stated that the outlook of Maldives is changing, along with the views and opinions of citizens being content with hope for a brighter future. The president was accompanied at the function by First Lady Fatma Ibrahim, cabinet ministers, members of parliament and senior officials of the administration.
Deputy Leader of Progressive Party of Maldives, Abdurrahim Abdullah, stresses on the importance of following in President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Qayyum's footsteps in terms of development.
Addressing a special rally held at the capital city, Deputy Leader of Progressive Party of Maldives PPM Abdurrahim Abdullah said the Heritage Project initiated by President Yamin testifies to the high regard attached to the religion of Islam and its principles by the current administration. Highlighting that the Heritage Project is designed to enliven Islamic unity and national spirit amongst Maldivians, MP Abdurrahim Abdullah said Maldives is on the right path as it has been enlightened with the right path of Islam. In this regard, he called on all Maldivians to stay true to Islam and Islamic principles as they play integral and crucial roles in maintaining peace and sovereignty in the country. Speaking at the rally, Deputy Leader of Parliamentary Group of PPM, Ibrahim Falah, said, "A lot of people in the opposition are eager to join President Yamin as they believe in the speedy and steadfast development brought in by the administration of President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Qayyum." The special rally was attended by President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Qayyum, First Lady Fatma Ibrahim, cabinet ministers, parliament members and senior officials of the administration.
Minister of Health Abdullah Nazim Ibrahim calls on the opposition to focus on having a healthy and competitive presidential election rather than attempting to topple the lawfully elected government.
Addressing a special rally organized by ruling party Progressive Party of Maldives PPM, Minister of Health Abdullah Nazim Ibrahim targeted heavy criticism towards the opposition. Noting that President Yamin had always adhered to all-inclusive development policy, Nazim highlighted that the opposition has always tried to tarnish the image by creating unrest and chaos in the country. Minister Nazim highlighted that the opposition had failed to utilize their chance in the previous administration, which had to be overthrown by the powers bestowed upon the public. On this note, Minister Nazim described the years under the administration of former President Nasheed as the dullest phase Maldives had ever faced in the democratic era. Minister Nazim concluded by highlighting the major developmental projects implemented by the current administration, especially in the health sector. President Abdullah Yamin Abdul Qayyum, First Lady Fatmat Ibrahim, cabinet ministers, members of parliament and senior officials of the administration and a huge crowd of supporters were in attendance at Friday night's rally.
Judges of the first international Quran recitation competition to be held in Maldives, Al Noorul Mubin, arrive in Maldives. The judging panel of the international competition consists of judges from Maldives, Pakistan, Sudan, Malaysia and Yemen. According to organizers, only one representative from each country can participate in the competition. Participants from Egypt, Sudan, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Turkey, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Malaysia and Sri Lanka would take part in the competition. The competition is held as a collaborative effort of the Ministry of Islamic Affairs, Center for the Holy Quran and Public Service Media, PSM. The competition would be held from the 14th to the 15th of May. Maldives Meteorological Service reveals plan to introduce a new mobile application to provide its services to the public.
In an exclusive interview with PSM News, Director Meteorology Ahmed Rashid said, currently work is progressing at a fast pace to find suitable developers for the application. Noting that the application is aimed to revolutionize the services provided by the Maldives Meteorological Service, Ahmed Rashid said the speed of services provided would witness a major boost. Ahmed Rashid said that the new application would provide information about changes in weather patterns. According to Maldives Meteorological Service, the project funded by the Italian government includes the installation of automatic weather stations in 25 regions of the country and the development of a mobile application and a weather alert system. While work on the installation of automatic weather stations in 25 regions is already underway, this work is expected to be completed by July this year. Currently, the country utilizes 20 automatic weather stations, which would later be increased to 45. Furthermore, the weather alert system developed under the project would efficiently signal changes in weather patterns to the users.
Maldives Inland Revenue Authority reveals that the government has received an income of approximately $77.4 million this April. According to MIRA, this amount is an increase of 1.6% compared against the figures projected for the month of April this year. In addition, this amount is also an increase of about 2.8% compared to March this year. As per information revealed by MIRA, the increase has been attributed to the increase in total tourist arrival and increase in revenue from tourism goods and services tax TGST and green tax. TGST has become the largest contributor, making up to 64% of the total income. Travel Trade Maldives TTM schedules their annual travel trade show in the Maldives to be held from the 20th to the 22nd of April 2019. This will be the third edition of the largest travel trade show held in the Maldives. The second travel trade show, TTM 2018, which was held from the 30th of April to the 5th of May 2018, concluded with tremendous support from industry professionals. TTM is the largest platform connecting the travel trade community of the Maldives to the global network of travel professionals. The 2018 edition gathered over 400 industry professionals from the top 150 resort properties, with international trade agencies including leading tour operators and travel agents, media partners, international airlines and key industry stakeholders attending the annual trade fair. The special envoy of the Chinese government on the Middle East issue says China is willing to help settle hot-button issues in the Middle East through dialogue and negotiations.
Special Envoy Gong Xiangsheng was concluding a regional tour that took him to Saudi Arabia, Ireland, Turkey, in which he had an in-depth exchange of views on the Syrian war, Iran nuclear deal, and other regional hot issues with officials of the three countries. China believes that it can better serve the interest of Syria, other regional states and the world as a whole if measures are taken sooner to stop the bloodshed in Syria through dialogue and negotiations, said the Special Envoy. In response to America's decision to withdraw from the Iran nuclear deal, Gong said all parties involved should continue to respect the deal as it is a result of long-term efforts and negotiations and has gained the approval of UN. Gong also expressed China's willingness to help settle issues in the region and shape future development.
Iraqis head to the polls to elect a new national parliament, which will serve as the basis for the formation of a new government. The polls mark Iraq's fourth parliamentary elections since the 2003 US-led invasion that removed Saddam Hussein from power.
Many parties have taken the opportunity to emphasize a unified, cross-sectarian national identity in the run-up to the vote after elections 4 years ago, which came at a time when Iraq was plagued with some of the worst sectarian violence in recent history. But unlike in 2014 and 2010, when large coalitions encompassing a wide spectrum of political groups ran, the 2018 election landscape is splintered by intra-sectarian divisions and fragmented Shia, Sunni and Kurdish factions. The parliamentary elections will serve as first national referendum since the defeat of the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant ISIL, also known as ISIS, in 2017. With few exceptions, electoral coalitions are dominated by the same players who have commanded the political scene since the 2005 election. What significant changes there are to relate to most dominant political force in Iraq, the Shia parties, which ran as a single group under the United Iraqi Alliance in 2005. Shia factions are divided into 5 coalitions. Their fractured nature is indicating that the government formation process will be long and complex. The most ambitious scenario assumes that Iran will pressure Shia groups into a post-election alliance between at least 4 of the Shia coalitions. This would require minimal support from Sunnis or Kurds to achieve an overall majority in parliament. In the past, the Prime Minister of Iraq has to be accepted both to Iran and the United States, but this time it is unclear what US input will look like.
The Brazilian Football Federation CBF says Brazil defender Dani Alves will miss the World Cup due to a knee injury.
Alves, who plays for the Paris Saint-Germain, limped off near the end of Tuesday's French Cup final win over the third tier Les Herbiers. The Brazilian team doctor, Rodrigo Lasma, flew to Paris to examine the player and decided surgery was necessary after diagnosing an injury to his right anterior cruciate ligament. Brazil play warm-up matches against Croatia on June 3 and Austria on June 10 before kicking off their World Cup campaign on June 17 against Switzerland. The 5-time champions will then play Costa Rica and Serbia. Alves, 35, has more than 100 caps and is one of the squad's veterans. His absence will be a blow to Coach Taite, who valued not just his crossing ability, but also his effect on the dressing room, where he was one of the most popular players. Danilo of Manchester City and Fagner of Corinthians are amongst the players most likely to replace him.
Avengers: Infinity War looks set to stay at the top of the North American box office for the weekend ending as it heads for a haul of $55 to $60 million.
2 new films are set to go up against Avengers, which set the all-time record for biggest North America opening.
When I'm done,
Melissa McCarthy's comedy Life of Party is expected to bring in around $18 million and thriller Breaking In, starring Gabrielle Union, should yield $14 million.
I'm going to be delivering pizzas and cleaning carpets for the rest.
The Anna Faris comedy Vehicle Overboard is heading for 4th place with approximately $8 million.
You know I was just hired to do carpets.
John Krasinski's surprise horror hit, A Quiet Place, looks to bring an additional $6 million, bringing its domestic haul to $170 million.
All we have for you right now. Thank you for watching. Have a very pleasant day.